What's up? It's me and my new chin hairs. My beard is coming in strong. I'm currently growing out my undercut, so it just makes sense to grow out all of my hair, right? So it's all rainy and dull outside, and there's nothing to do except day drink this wine and tell you the story about the time I tried to give my girlfriend a hall pass. And I thought I was really doing something. It was like, wow, how could I tell my girlfriend that she could have a hall pass? Like, so controversial, yet so brave. And thought I was being helpful, but instead it blew up in my face. So, hope you enjoy the story. Okay, this story starts in a time where I wasn't who I am right now. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a lot, and I've done a lot of growing and changing intentionally. It's not just, time went by and I became a better person. I actually put the work in to make myself better and to live the life I've always wanted to live. Well, back then, my dating habits were shit. This was a time in my life where I would make a Plenty of Fish account, see who matched with me, see who messaged me. I wouldn't message anyone back until I was at the moment where I was so desperate, so lonely, in a place where I just needed so much attention. Then I would go through my messages and see who annoyed me the least, who was the least cringy, and it was Plenty of Fish. Also, this was 7 years ago. Also, it was Kentucky. So nothing good was on Plenty of Fish at all. So I bought this a few days ago, and it's starting to do that vinegary thing. So I think that just means I have to finish all of it now. So I'm in one of my low points. I'm putting on a full face of makeup just to sit in my room and cry about how ugly I am. I was really miserable. Who knows what type of eating disorder I had at that time. This was kind of peak misery for Kayla. It was in that 6-year time span. That's sad. It was in that 6-year time span when I was in college where my life just really sucked. So I looked through my messages, and there's Emma, normal, boring, probably is wearing a Superman shirt or something in the picture. For some reason, back in the day, I always end up dating comic book nerds and superhero fans. I don't know why. That's not me at all. I love X-Men, but X-Men is as far as it goes for me. I love Black Panther, but that's as far as it goes for me. She also lived in Ohio, kind of near Cincinnati, aka Cincinnati. Sorry if you're from Cincinnati, but if you are, you know why it's called nasty. So that was also good because we lived about an hour and a half away from each other. So the long distance thing was cute or whatever. We ended up texting for 3 weeks before we even met. We dropped the L-bomb the second week. Now also, this is me being a 20-year-old lesbian, 21, 20, 21, 22 years old. So I already was jumping headfirst into things, but also adding the lesbianism factor to it. Of course, 2 weeks into only texting this person, it's oh my God, I'm in love with you. You were sent here for me. You were meant for me. No, she wasn't. But I was bored and I was lonely and I had no self-esteem. Looking back on it, this was probably the time when I was very, very, very deep into my BDD. I truly would catch a glimpse of myself in a reflection and cry. So I couldn't go to the grocery store. I was flunking out of school because I didn't want to go to class because I would show up late and I would think that people would look at me and just be like, wow, she's so fucking ugly. So this is probably the biggest reason why we talked for 3 weeks without seeing each other, because I was really insecure. I was afraid that I was a catfish. So the last thing I wanted was to show up and this person that I actually didn't even care about was ill. So after that 3 weeks, we finally meet up. I drive up to Cincinnati. At that point, I had a minivan. I loved my minivan. I would get into all types of trouble in there, take the back seats out, for what, smoke all the time with my friends in there. Like, I loved having a van. I could actually live in a van. I truly think that I could. I drove my broken down van up to Cincinnati. We saw some like Captain America bullshit. Like, I don't even know. I don't even remember what it was because I completely zoned out the entire time. And then later that night, we end up boning in my car. Ding! I don't know about y'all, but I am definitely a bone on the first date kind of person. I like it. And then voila, we were a couple. It was official. We were girlfriends. Yeah. Now, this was also a time in my life where every person I dated needed to be a fixer-upper. Their life had to be so chaotic so that I could come in and save them. You don't do anything all day. Let me build your resume. Let me help you get a job. Let me make over your apartment. Let me help you find a new place. Let me move out of your parents' house. Let me extreme home makeover girlfriend edition you and make you into the perfect girlfriend, which, spoiler alert, it never works. It never works. This is my mom's fault. So I helped her find a job. I helped her find an apartment. I would basically drive up to Cincinnati on the moment's notice, get there, drive her to work. She worked her third shift as a security guard, so I would like come to Cincinnati after class or work or whatever I was doing. And I ended up like, college was not good for me the first go round. So I truly think at this point I was just blowing off my classes. Like, I don't even remember if I was actively in school. And at this time, I think I worked at Hot Topic. I don't even know if I was showing up for my shifts. I really don't even know if I was showing up for my shifts. So that's just the backstory. Here's the juicy bit. And it's funny because I thought I was a monogamous this whole time. Like, I thought that monogamy was for me and one person forever. There was one point where I truly thought that I was gonna not have my first kiss until my wedding day. Then I just realized I was gay and I was looking for an excuse not to kiss my high school boyfriend. But I even then thought, I'm gonna be married young and it's gonna be the love of my life and it'll just be us forever. But any chance I got, I would watch a documentary on polygamy, swingers, open relationships. Like, I loved that kind of stuff growing up, and I always understood like, oh, that's cool, like being with many people, that's cool. But for some reason I never thought that I wanted that. I just thought that I was understanding, like, oh, I'm open. I grew up watching TLC and Discovery Channel, like, you know, I'm just open-minded. Turns out I'm not a monogamous person. So I'm hanging out with Emma and she's talking about her best friend. She had this best friend. I'm not even gonna give her a name because I don't even care. She had this best friend and she would like hang out with her all the time. We didn't really get along. We didn't not like each other, but the vibes weren't there. So I would just like hang out at Emma's apartment when she went to hang out with her best friend. Her best friend had a boyfriend who was like ugly and boring, and I just didn't care. Until one day, we're getting really, really high off of, let me reiterate, really weed from Ohio. We're talking about dating friends, and she mentions that she hooked up with her best friend. And I'm like, what? You leave me at home to go hang out with this friend that you hooked up with, and you two confessed your love for each other? I don't remember all the details, but they had like this summer fling where they confessed their love for each other and then they hooked up, but the best friend was like, no, I can't do this, and like stayed with her boyfriend. Like, she cheated on her boyfriend with my girlfriend Emma. They had a summer fling, confessed their love for each other, but then like stopped. So I'm thinking, this is very, very interesting. Your best friend, who you text all the time, who you go to hang out with without me, you had a summer fling and you're in love with each other. And she seemed like sad and ashamed. And I think the reason why she told me this is because she thought it was over. Like, she was so sad. I feel like she cried a tear or something at one point. She was so sad and she was thinking, yeah, she chose her boyfriend over me. She said it was too scary. She didn't want to do it. Like, I think she's in the closet, or maybe she's bisexual. Like, she didn't want to be with me, and so it's over. And I'm thinking, but do you still have feelings for her? And Emma says, yes. Also, mind you, the summer fling was right before we got together. After she was turned down by the friend, she got on Plenty of Fish, and I was on Plenty of Fish. And so it all happened right before we got together. So here's me being semi-entertained by this situation. Also, the fact that since I've been 5 years old, apparently I've been obsessed with polygamy. So I'm just sitting here thinking, and she starts to get nervous. She gets really nervous. And she's like panicking, and she's like, it's over though. It's okay. Like, we're just friends. Blah, blah, blah. It's over. You don't have to worry about anything. But I'm just sitting here like, I'm not mad. And she was stunned. She was like, what? I was like, I'm not mad. And I tell her, you can have feelings for more than one person at a time. Wow. I am such a trendsetter. So we're talking this out. Also, I thought about it overnight. She went to work that night, and I'm just sitting there thinking, do I really care? No. But I think what I cared about more was not knowing. Like, you're going to go hang out with this friend without me, and you have feelings for each other, and you two have a thing. So now I'm wondering, are they just hanging out so much because they're like I want to be with you, but I can't. We're just friends. Like, are they doing that kind of thing? So after she gets off of work and she goes to sleep and she wakes up, I tell her, I want you to pursue this thing with your friend. I told her, you'll never know what would happen if you don't try it out. Like, I think that you can love her and still be in love with me. But in my head, I'm just thinking there's no reason why we have to break up because you're in love with someone else. Why don't you two actually go on a date and talk about your feelings? During their fling, they had only made out and cuddled and slept together and stuff. They didn't actually have sex. So I'm telling her, you two should bone and see if there's something there. I'm still here. You don't have to, I'm your girlfriend, but I'm supportive of you and I want you to be happy. And if also being with your best friend would make you happy, then that's all I want for you. You two should have sex and see if there's something there, but I'll still be here. We don't have to break up. Now, every relationship I had been in prior, I was cheated on, but I was always the same, sort of open and honest. Hey, if you meet someone, I just want you to let me know. Don't make me paranoid and then I'm going through your fucking phone and your Facebook messages. If there's someone you like, if someone catches your eye, just let me know and we'll talk about it. That's always been my thing, which I think is left over from just what I obviously now know is non-monogamy. That's just naturally how I thought, and it just made sense to me. In any other situation, she could cheat on me with her best friend, but in this case, I know about it now. We're open and honest about it. You can see what's there and we can still be together. That's what I'm thinking. So we talk about this for a while and we talk logistics and stuff, and I was telling her how I don't care. They can continue to hang out by themselves. I don't need to know anything. I just want to be in the loop. Did you figure it out? Are you guys going to be together? How was it? I was very much rooting for them, even though she was my girlfriend, because we were monogamous. She's excited. Emma is stoked. Emma's like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have my cake and eat it too. She was so excited. I felt like the best and coolest girlfriend around. Whatever, you may know sports, you may be able to chug a beer, but I gave my girlfriend a hall pass. So therefore, I'm the coolest girlfriend around. When's the last time you let your boyfriend fuck someone else? Thank you. So I'm thinking I'm the coolest girlfriend around, and so did Emma, until she texts the best friend telling the best friend that they have the green light. Then things went to shit. Suddenly Emma's phone is blowing up. The girlfriend is pissed. You know who the girlfriend's pissed at? Me. You know what she said? I need to mind my own business. I was wondering, how do I mind my own business when you're in love with my girlfriend? Is it not also my business? I was really confused in that, and I'm still confused. Like, let me know. Is my girlfriend my business? Because I kind of feel like it is. She was like, mind your business, you don't know what you're talking about, cussing me out through Emma. Of course, she's not saying this directly to me. I didn't even have her number. She's texting Emma all this stuff. She's pissed. She says, come meet me now. So I'm like, oh, it's going down. I get cute. Also, this was in my like mini skirt, heels, crop top phase. This was my very, very, very slutty high femme days. Everything I own was from Wet Seal or Charlotte Russe. You better believe. So I walk in with Emma to the friend's job, which is Kroger. So we walk into Kroger, and then we see Emma's friend who works at the flowers. The people at the floral section were like looking at me all like, so I already know this bitch just knew what was happening. So we walk in, and the best friend says, Emma, get over here now. And she skitters away, running after the friend, leaving me there. So I'm just standing there. The floral bitches are looking at me. It was really weird. So I just decided to walk around the store. I don't even know where they went, but I did hear some raised voices. Then I see Emma, she finds me, and then we just walk out, we get into the car. So I went from the coolest girlfriend ever for giving a hall pass saying you can explore this connection you have with someone else while we remain in a relationship. I went from being so cool for that to suddenly being a piece of shit because I couldn't mind my own business and that I was being nosy. And I thought that I was just being helpful. I also thought I was just protecting myself from being lied to and cheated on. Like, you know, I feel like when a lot of people cheat, they probably cheat and then realize it wasn't worth it. What if you could cheat but not be cheating and then realize it's not worth it, and then you still have your awesome relationship to go back to? That just makes sense to me. I don't know, but I think that's because I realize now that I'm not monogamous and I'll never be monogamous, and at the very least I'll always be monogamous with endless hall passes, because you just can't predict if you're gonna meet someone that you connect with. And I would rather someone let me know than to have a secret yearning, you know? Like, ooh, I can't wait to see my work wife. Suddenly you're like getting all gussied up for work. You don't give a fuck about me. Like, I wanna at least know those things. I wanna know why you're so geeked to go to work every day. Maybe I'll find a work husband. I was so mad. And Emma didn't stick up for me once. Not once. I was pissed. I drove back to Lexington. I drove back to Kentucky, and I didn't talk to her for a couple of days. And then she started to call me, which was perfect timing because I was ready to be done mad at her. She called me, which was perfect timing because I was ready to be done like being mad at her. And I answered the phone. She's crying because she dumps me. She dumped me because I made her friend really, really, really mad. And she chose her friend over me, which, like, I was fine. I was ready to be done. Like I said, I didn't care that much, but I was just offended. I was so offended that I was being dumped for telling you that you could explore another connection with someone else. Like, that was crossing the line for me to find out that you're in love with someone else, and for me to tell you that it's okay for you to explore that. I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but I was the bad guy and the best friend was so mad. And so Emma dumped me. And that's what happened. And it's also funny because after she dumped me, I think the best friend dumped her. But after that relationship, I took that with me to each one after. I took the hall pass idea to each one after. So, you know, when you get into a relationship, you start talking like, okay, are we boyfriend, girlfriend? Like, what are we? What are we doing? I would always add in, how many hall passes do you think we should get? The moral of the story is that honesty is the key. I don't know, that sounds right. I don't actually have a moral of the story, but I think the story is hilarious, especially now that I am a relationship anarchist and that like I don't have that type of lifestyle anymore. And I feel relieved. Like, I love being polyamorous. Don't like someone else's pictures. Like, why are you commenting on someone's pictures? Why are you checking out that other person? Why are you flirting with someone? There's someone at your job that you think is cute. Oh, hell no, you're not going to happy hour. Those things just don't work for me. And it makes me feel really good and really loved knowing that the people that I'm dating are completely open and honest with me. And I know that when they're texting me or when they're calling me or they take me on a date, it's because they really want to be with me and not because like the rules of our relationship mean that they have to text me every day, they have to take me out on a date every week. Like, I don't know, this way of dating just makes me feel very secure. And I think that's the point. I think you should date in the way that makes you feel secure. Now, if the way you're dating makes you crazy and you're like constantly going through people's phones and stuff, you have to reevaluate some stuff and go to therapy. And also stop falling in love with straight girls. I'm so tired of that. Because the best friend was obviously straight. She just wanted attention. And I think I knew that too. I'm messy. Alright, that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Also, I'm on the hunt for some people who would like to help moderate the comments. Because if I'm going to keep posting to YouTube, I need some help because the comments are me right. So let me know in the comments if you would like to help moderate the comments. Basically, you'll just be able to remove spam and, you know, hating ass bitches in my comments. So if you're interested in that, let me know, comment something down below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.